Hey, welcome to the video, GH here, and welcome back to another Tree of Savior video. And for this one, we're going to do a scout build. It's Bulletmarker, Linker, and Corsair. And according to the popular list, it's rank 36, which is an injustice because this build is extremely good for boss fighting. It's newbie friendly, it's super easy to use, and got some awesome arts. Why is it rank 36? Anyways, in this video, I'm gonna show you guys why this build deserves a higher popularity rank. And also how this build works, the classes, and the good and the bad. With that said, let's do this. Okay, here are the classes. There's the Bulletmarker, Linker, and Corsair. And as usual, we're gonna be testing it out in the fields. To show you guys what this build is all about, we're gonna start with Bulletmarker. Bulletmarker is a pistol user class that utilizes different bullet elements to his advantage. And in this build, we took it because this is our chosen main class of this build. But why, you ask? Because Bulletmarker is one of the top tier class in the Scout Class 3. It's good with mobbing, boss fighting, and most if not all of its skill is very useful. To top it all off, Bulletmarker has an invincibility skill. What more can you ask for? Anyway, let's dive a little bit deeper with the skills. First off, Mozambique Drill. This is your new main skill for Bulletmarker because with the latest update, they increased the skill factor of this skill, making it one of your most useful skill. You can use it 5 times and you can spam it really fast. This skill is a must, max this one out. Second skill is RIP. Like Mozambique, they also increased the skill factor of this skill, actually much more higher than Mozambique Drill. But you can only use RIP 3 times. But the skill is AoE, which makes it good against groups of enemies. And because of its really high skill factor, this is also good to use against bosses. Next skill is Bloody Overdrive. This is an AoE attack, but the primary use of this skill is for damage immunity. Get the attribute ASAP as soon as you learn it. Coming up next is Outrage. This was previously your best skill as a Bulletmarker, but with the recent changes, auto attacks became somewhat useless because the skill factor increase that most skill got is so high that you gotta be a crazy tryhard auto attacking. Anyway, this skill almost triples the damage of your auto attacks and make it hit 5 enemies near your main target. Even with auto attacks kinda left in the dust, this skill is still useful when all the other skills are on cooldown. Last skill we're gonna cover for Bulletmarker is Silver Bullet. This skill is very important because this gives you additional damage against dark type enemies, and as most of you know, dark type enemies is super common. And that's the brand new Bulletmarker. Try it out, kinda plays a bit different than before. Now for the next class in this build, Linker. Now Linker, as the name suggests, is a class that links enemies to you or links enemies together to your advantage. And this class is here because this is one of the class in the Scout Class 3 that can significantly increase your damage against enemies through its skills and its newest art, Chained Heart. Now before we discuss Chained Heart, let's go on ahead and talk about Joint Penalty first, Chained Heart skill. Now Joint Penalty is a skill that can link multiple enemies together, therefore making every attack you deal to linked enemies becomes shared damage. And what's good about this skill is this has an art that changes how the skill works, making it a link to you and your target enemy, making your target enemy more susceptible to damage. And if you wanna see how to get it and how it works, I'm gonna leave a link in the description and comment section. The next useful skill is Electric Shock. Now this one is pretty straightforward. Connect yourself to a single target to deal lightning damage. Use this right after Chained Heart for maximum effect. And that's Linker. I know there's more skill, but believe me, you won't use those that much. This is actually the reason why I want to change Linker in this build, because I only benefit from 2 skills and that's kind of a problem. One good choice is Assassin. I'm not gonna delve deep in that. That's for another video. Anyways, we're heading on to the last class, Corsair. Now Corsair is a class with a mix of buffing and offensive capabilities. and it can use pistols and daggers. And for those of you who don't know, there's an automatic weapon swap so that you can use both pistol and dagger at the same time. And Corsair, after the recent patch, has been tweaked so that some of its skills becomes a bit more useful, and they made Corsair work with Enchanter and Thaumaturge. That's a topic for a different video. You can kinda turn Corsair into a damage support build. Anyway, we took this class because of the buffs that can increase missile damage, which is all the Bulletmarker skills. Let's talk about the skills. First is Jolly Roger. Now this skill is a flag that initiates a combo meter that when you reach 100 combo, you're gonna get about 30% extra damage for 10 seconds depending on your attribute, and this skill has an art called Support Shot, wherein upon getting 100 combo fever buff, a random support shot drops down around the flag that can deal damage. Next skill is Brutality. Now this is a buff that increases damage by 40% and it consumes 30 SP for 5 seconds. This is one of the reasons why we took Corsair, because this can increase Bulletmarker's damage output. Now for the rest of the Corsair skills, we got Quick and Dead. This skill got buffed and it hits much more harder now. Max this. Then we got Dust Devil, another Dispeller skill. It can immobilize enemies if they survive the initial attack. Then Impale Dagger, a dashing pierce attack with moderate range. And that's Corsair. They made this class somewhat good now. I'm actually wanting to make a damage support build with Corsair as main, then Enchanter Thaumaturge. That could be fun. And that's the build. A pretty fun class build to play around with. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's talk about the good and the bad. Let's start with the bad. There's not that much, to be honest, but I gotta at least mention my gripes with Linker. Because Linker has only 2 usable skills overall, and I don't know if that's enough. Then there's Corsair. It seems like a shame that we can't benefit that much from Jolly Roger because the recent patch made it very useful if you have the corresponding class. So I guess that's bad. And now for the good. This class build is good for mobbing and boss fighting, there's no doubt about that. You won't have problems in both if you know how to use the skills. Then this class has an invincibility skill which is very useful in certain situations and soloing. And I think I already mentioned that this is good for boss fighting, right? But that's an understatement because I think this is one of the top DPS build in the Scout Class 3. All in all, this class build is ranked at least top 5 on my list. I would definitely pick this up for endgame content because of the ease of use coupled with some awesome damage output. And that's it guys, that's another Tree of Savior video. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, this is Unreal Gaming Hardcore. See you the next one.